about the injury. What did he say was wrong with him? Did they ever say what was wrong with the pitcher? Hip?
Yeah, groin.
What happened with Valencia?
He was running before the game at about 12:50, 12:52. Brian walked in. I was just finishing getting dressed to go out, and said he didn't think he was going to be able to go. It was tight. Hamstring was real tight, and he said he'd had this summer before, and he tried to play with it and ended up really hurting it for an extended period of time. So that was quite a scramble. I had to apologize to Gardy. John was really good with it, so I had about, 45-second what if.
What was your bench like then? Because I was assuming Sardinius wasn't available either.
No, Sardinius will be going on the disabled list after every smoke clears, and we see how Mark did today. I know he's in his last at bat there, and a couple of them. We know he's going on the disabled list. I don't think Danny. I think, but he should be a player again, especially if we're getting some different weather. I mean, the thought is that it was a good idea, and that they think after the doctor looking at it that he may be okay and not have to go on the disabled list. But we'll see.
I guess the flip side of that is Pedro Alvarez grabbing his glove and then hitting 2 home runs. Is that...
Well, when you're trying to pick who, obviously our options are limited. Pete's got the most experience at third base, but you also see all the work he does before games and everything. He wants to be available for situations like that, but it's hard to do. But if you had to pick one guy to do it, you'd pick Pete, because he'd just fine. Let's go. What's the team need? I'm ready. Not any cautionary excuse. I think he looked at it as an opportunity to do something for the club that we were obviously in need of. Goz was good again. I thought Brock got a big out in the 6th. Darren had a big outing, so did Mike.
On that, you haven't used Brock that early in a couple years now.
Well, he was the guy equipped to pitch 2 innings today. I was hoping that he would pitch the 7th and the 8th in a perfect world. Just because of where we are in the bullpen. He was, and we talked about in the spring that there were going to be some times where, that guys were going to move around to what may be conventional in the past with Zach here, and and a lot of it plays to the lineup too that we're facing.
So next time you have to say a situation, it'll be whatever works.
Just hey, if Candelaria got to bat there, Blyer would have faced him, would have flipped him around right-handed. He's a lot different hitter, left and right-handed.
Sardinius going to DL. Do you need another utility type with Peterson starting?
I'm sure that I was talking to Dan when I came down here. I think you'll see an infielder replace an infielder. We're hoping Mark's at bat goes fine, and he joins us Tuesday. So we won a series. We're starting to get excited about getting Mark back. Thought we had a big cutoff relay play. Everybody hit who they're supposed to, and we were able to get an out because we kept the ball in. A lot of times those balls are not thrown where they're supposed to be. It was great. Everybody was exactly where they're supposed to be. Manny was over in the Jeter position. Caught the Jeter position. What else? I know you don't, but God's pretty good. Again, it's fun to watch. That's 2 or 3 in a row.
Buck and I got to go out west now, but would it be nice to have a few warm nights to play?
Oh, I think Danny would have played if it was. It was cold today. Not that it snuck up on everybody, but the wind and and we thought, I actually considered Pete with the kind of reverse split guy with Norris, but the way our bench was, we had to have somebody that could play multiple places on the bench. Chance was originally a shortstop. His best position is probably second, other than catching, obviously. So he was in play today in the infield, and Cashner had his spike zone the first inning. He's probably as good a runner as we got. So we had to run late, so it was all hands on deck. I know he had a full lather going from the first inning on.
When you say, you're always prepared with the what ifs and Alvarez.
That one's going pretty deep. I didn't say we're always prepared. We try to be.
But I mean, here.
That one.
Are there many guys who, basically 5 or 10 minutes before game time, can get themselves ready and have such a great game?
No. But there's guys that will do it and can do it, but it's almost like, I told PS, you play my house money here, let's go. I didn't have to tell him that. When I finally got to the dugout after all the paperwork, I'm always real cautious, something like that, because when you're doing a lineup card real quick, John and I must have looked through it 6 or 7 times because a lot of things are moving around, but when I got out there, Pete was bouncing around like a guy in his first day in Little League. He embraces it. A lot of people, don't. And that's why, you pull for him because, he goes down to Norfolk. He does everything. This is a guy that was, first round pick, first 3 or 4 picks. Led the National League in home runs, and he can humble himself and do what that is better for the group. And that's why he's so respected in the locker room. It has nothing to do with how he performed today.
Knock the rearview mirror off for April and get out of it.
What do you think? We're going to reverse them all this year. And everything that was bad last year is going to be good this year. Right?